Do you feel quicker without the steps?
Not quite today. Maybe tomorrow, though.
That game in Seattle, maybe as a group, maybe the most complete game if you look at special teams, 5-on-5, goaltending, defending, something to build off of. I know it's only one game, but you need a starting point to build to where you want to go.
Yeah, I think we've had a few of those where we want to get going. So, I thought it was like you said, a complete game, start to finish. I think we were up 7-8 shots or something, nothing. We take a penalty, but we got a big kill, kind of go from there, and then power play comes up with a big one to get the lead, and then you saw some emotions through the game, everybody sticking together and playing hard and that sort of thing as well. So, it was a complete game, and now having being at home here for a little bit, we got to, step on the gas.
How do you ensure that you step on the gas this time?
Well, just more of the same. You got to come out with that emotion. Really good team coming in that's been hot and playing really well. So, you got to have that right from the start. And then, no matter where the game goes, you got to be able to continually ramp that up and play with the details that we talk about all over the ice.
You look at this stretch of 5 games, you look at this as an opportunity now to kind of gain some traction and win some games in a row and climb back up the standings.
Yeah, it's nice, like I said, nice to be at home and have a stretch here instead of going back on the road. So, you want to have that identity at home, playing hard, and there's a couple of games that we haven't had that, but that's, the game in Seattle was again, a complete game where you have to be able to build on it, in all aspects, special teams, 5-on.
You've been at home and you've had a little bit of chance to rest now, and then it's resulted in one of your better games of the season. How closely are those two ingredients tied together?
Well, it's big. I mean, this year, everybody has a tough schedule. It's like not just us. Yeah. And you kind of look for those stretches where, again, you can get some good practices in, really, and that sort of thing. And when you're going every other day and traveling and all those sorts of things on the road lots, because of the Olympics, just the way things fall, there's tough stretches, and you got to find ways to deal with that and get the best out of the group. And then, when you have extra days, you have to be able to manage those and work on the things in practice and have those up-tempo practices to keep things going.
That's like a golfer who's in the gutter but can't go to the range, right?
Yeah. It's
Titch knows all about that.
Yeah. I've never been to a range in my life.
Yeah, you don't have opportunities to kind of work on things. You just talk about them and then have to implement in games, and sometimes it doesn't always go the way you expect. You get in practice, if you want to change some things, you get opportunities to work on them and work out those kinks and before being able to put them in games.
Do you feel you guys haven't found your game here. We're almost 30 games in, but you look at the standings and you're not close to buried. You're within 4 or 5 points of the top of your division. Winnipeg's sitting there, they're like 16 points behind Colorado. You feel kind of fortunate maybe that people are kind of hung around for you.
Yeah, it seems like it's one of those years where everybody's good, and everybody's always good, but there's none of those teams that are, in a clear rebuild. The teams that have been rebuilding are in a spot where they want to take steps and push for playoffs and more and get that, and the teams that are in the playoffs, you want to push for divisions and that sort of things, and everybody's got the same goal, but at the same time, everybody's getting better, and it's kept the standings pretty tight, other than, like you said, a couple teams, and so you feel like when the world's caving in, when you take a look at things, it's still right there within the grasp. And I know you guys love Thanksgiving and those sorts of things. I love talking about that, but it's there, and we know that. But at the same time, it's focusing on that next game.
You guys ever figure out why it always has to be this hard?
Well, we like to give you guys lots to write about. Figure you guys like that. It makes your job easier,